Hallo zusammen, schönen Freitag und herzlich willkommen zu meiner großes Deutschland-Reise. Yeah, we're doing a big trip, be hitting all of these spots. Should be quite the journey. We are currently down in Hamburg. My original connecting train to Bremen was delayed, and then I'm now having to catch a little bit later one. But we're making our way down. Gonna be stopping in Bremen today, Dortmund tomorrow, and then hopping down to Bonn from there. That's the next 3-day outlook. But it should be fun. I'm hoping to get some fun adventures on this, have some fun memories made, and go from there. So y'all enjoy. We've arrived and we'll be, I think, walking around the city some. We have plans for tonight, going out with some friends. This should be fun. The smallest house in all of Germany. Will that at all translate in the vlog?
I don't know.
Probably not. It is very like susical. Hello everybody, Editor Brian here. I'm gonna be jumping in a couple times just to fill in some gaps because of course in filming I did not film enough, so just some extra context for this. Bremen was super fun. We got Rolos, which are like the local version of Doner there. It was amazing. And after that we went out to karaoke. Karaoke was super fun, and met this random guy, and he was just singing his heart out, but we had a blast. That's all for Bremen. Y'all enjoy. Alrighty, good morning. Schönen Samstag. We are heading out back towards the Bremen Hauptbahnhof, and then we're heading to Dortmund today. I have managed to schedule this on one of the days of one of the biggest games in all of Bundesliga, so city should be packed. But we'll see. Y'all have a good one. See you there. Hallo zusammen. We've arrived in Dortmund. Very exciting. I'm looking to meet up with the person that's hosting me for the night. They work in the local soup kitchen, or at least volunteer there. So I'm grabbing some lunch and then dropping my stuff off and meeting up with Tamia from PPP. So yeah, it should be fun. Here biking in Dortmund. Tamia and Isaiah were able to get the next bikes rented for free, so we're just like cruising along. We made it to the top of the hill. It's pouring rain, but look at that view. Okay. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We're heading down to Cologne and Bonn today. Huge thank you again to Tom and Julius for letting me crash at their place. This was such a lovely spot. But I gotta get ready for the morning, head down to the Hauptbahnhof, and catch a train. Mr. Gabriel, what are you doing here?
Hey, Mr. Brian. I'm having breakfast.
Hey. Funny coincidences. Taking a little lunch stop
before finishing up my route towards Bonn. Meeting with some friends there to stop at a art museum. Super excited for that. But you know, had to stop into Cologne, say hi, grab some lunch here, and then I'll be on my way in just a little bit. Winter is long gone down here. It is nice and it is gorgeous out today, and spring is on its way. Got the lunch outside on the beer garden. This is huge. It is just lovely out.
Hello friends, as I mentioned in the video, I was heading down to Bonn next. This was a super fun little stop in Cologne. Didn't get to see too much, it was just for a little lunch break. I had about a 2-hour layover, and then I was back on my way towards...
The little rolling hills. Big old fish. They didn't turn into like popsicles.
I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
They really just do not care. How pretty! Doing a changeover in Koblenz. Look at this, I'm at the Hauptbahnhof.
Imagine just a castle.
On the top of the hill there, that's crazy. And you can also see way back in the back there a dome. Probably one of the most lovely train rides I've had in quite a while. Got to speak with an older lady, and we just talked the whole time. It was a 2.5-hour train ride, and we got to talk about Germany and America. It was lovely. But look how cool this Hauptbahnhof is. It's just gorgeous. We're gonna meet up with my friend here, float around the city some. Just crazy busy out. This is the main shopping center. All right, checking out a little place here. This is called Kleinmarkt Halle. Very similar to Marietta Market for my Georgia folk. And I got some lunch here. It was delicious. I had a Frankfurter mit Sauerkraut and Salzkartoffeln, and it was bomb. It was so good. Gotta see the dome. You always have to see the dome.
Frankfurt was another super fun big city to visit. Super gorgeous. The skyscrapers were all over the place. It was such a cool view. And then also we went to a lovely hot pot place for dinner. It was like a build your own hot pot it was awesome. It was super good. Afterwards, we went down to the Erasmus Stammtisch for Frankfurt for their summer semester. Got to meet some of the people there, and then before I knew it, I was on my way to the next city.
Hallo zusammen. Schönen Dienstag. We are at stop 5.5. I'll be spending the first half of the afternoon here in Stuttgart, and then head back down to meet up with my friend who lives in Ballingen, just about an hour south of here. Hoping to hit some cool spots. Never been to Stuttgart before. So far, so good.
See, your loving is easy when everything's perfect. Please don't change a single little thing for me. Listen, girl, when you can't even hide it, and it didn't take forever to find it. I was all on my own, almost glad to be alone until love came in.
We got a little open air flower market today.
On time, so loving is easy. You have me fucked up. It
This
used to
place
be
is
so
gorgeous.
hard
It's
to
so pretty.
see. Your loving is easy when everything's perfect. Please don't change a single little thing for me. Ooh, oh, oh,
Alrighty. We've made it to the final destination for the day. We are in Ballingen. This is just south of Stuttgart, a little town in Baden-Württemberg. And it is just so gorgeous, surrounded by mountains. I don't know how much we've seen here, but just so pretty. So we're gonna float around a little bit. I have my meeting with my internship tonight at 6. And my friend Jaden is coming to meet me and show me around a bit.
You will go down straight ahead. It looks like a World War II picture. It's
Whoa.
absolutely insane.
Right at 7 o'clock.
And it didn't take forever to find it. I was all on my own, almost glad to be alone until love.
Oh, Times Square. It's the Times Square bomb.
On time, so loving is easy. You have me fucked up. It used to be so hard to see. Your loving is easy when everything's perfect. Please don't change a single little thing for me. Ooh, oh, oh.
Hallo, hallo. Guten, schönen Morgen. Es ist ganz schön. It should be a fun day of travel. Got about 4 hours on the train ahead of me. Not too bad. That was part of the reason I wanted to head down to Ballingen. Thank you again to Jaden and his host family for letting me stay and then for driving me to the train station this morning. Super helpful. I'll see y'all in Munich. We were at the first transfer over. The train that I was on was like this teeny tiny little thing. Look at how...
So we got one car there.
One car there. Just zipping across Baden-Württemberg. May have taken about a week to get down here, including stops. But, I don't know, I think it's worth it.
So trust I ain't finna play with you. Can you stay for one? Sitting by the bar, I could pay for one. And this ain't running game, girl, I'm player one. And she'll play it too. So trust I ain't finna play with you. Oh, girl, why you in a rush? When it's 11 p.m., don't like the DM. Cause cologne made her breathe in. Know you seen the worst out in the nightlife. But I can show you good time, as plain as white ride. You lost your friends in the crowd, now they're throwing you up. But do you really want to go? Can you stay for one? Sitting by the bar, I could pay for one. But this ain't running game, girl, I'm player one. And she'll play it too. So trust I ain't finna play with
Munich
you.
was awesome. It was so cool to be able to visit again after visiting earlier in the year from Oktoberfest. and it was just beautiful. Everywhere that we stopped in the city was super cool, so much fun. I was visiting in with Lily and Brian from PPP, and then night 2, I had stayed another extra day in Munich. This was the only city I did kind of a 2-day stay in, because day 2, I was heading down to Schwangau.
Sweet Dionysus.
Hello from Füssen. We have made it down. We're heading a little bit further down. We're going to hike down to Schwangau, mostly because we are in the mountain.
Sweet Pasadena. I sure like to see you.
I spy a little castle up on the hill there. That is the Neuschwanstein Castle, and that is what we are here to see today.
Drove a miracle mile. It's cold in San Fernando, but only for a little while. Hey, ma, don't you be sad. I never knew nothing, but I got more than I owe.
It's just unbelievable.
Mr. Arkansas.
Yeah, Mr.
Mr.
Neuschwanstein here had quite the view. Is the route to the bridge that way? Okay, thank you so much.
Sweet Mary Queen. All eyes are fixed upon her.
That bridge is next stop for us, and we looking right on to the castle, right over the valley. That is quite the drop, and these little boards are a little too wobbly for my comfort. The one really nice thing about the Hohenschwangau Schloss is it is right next to the Alpsee. How gorgeous. There we go. We were out a little bit too late last night. Lucas had taken me to a bar that one of his friends was at, and then his friend befriended a bunch of other people. But we were out till about like 3 in the morning or something like that. And so I will probably be sleeping on the train up to Erfurt. Y'all enjoy. Hallo zusammen. We have made it to stop number 8. Today we are in Erfurt. Meeting up with my friend Justin in just a little bit, and we'll be walking around from there. The architecture is also just so like all over the place.
Can I laugh from your face, wash away my sweet pain? You were made from the soul, I was made from the rain. Can your sunlight put the truth in my veins? Hey, I've been wandering around so long I don't remember from where I came. So I could kill, but really it's all the same. Underneath the bridge, waiting for the train.
Erfurt and Leipzig were fantastic additions to the trip. Erfurt in particular was really cool because of its history, where while a lot of the city was destroyed, a good amount of the medieval and kind of original architecture was preserved. And then Leipzig had a ton of really cool museums. We got to hang out, had a great big dinner as a whole group whenever we visited. Leipzig Hauptbahnhof has a piano hidden in one of the corners, and so, I had to fiddle around on that. It's been forever since I've played, so not great, but the next morning I made my way up to Potsdam, and we were in the final 3 spots of the trip.
You was wrong from the start, I really got torn apart. Straight into my bed like a hunter for my heart.
Hello.
And don't pretend like we were friends, we were never friends. Don't you go crying, it was love if you could walk away from everything.
Yeah, it's supposed to wrap all the way around there.
There was no room in your tomb for no bride and no groom. I know you seeing other guys, I just don't know who.
Good morning, everybody. We are in the last couple days of the trip, heading to Berlin next. But before I do, I wanted to visit a spot here in Potsdam that we didn't get a chance to hit yesterday, and it is the Brandenburger Tor here. There are 2 Brandenburger Tors in Germany, and apparently the one in Potsdam is the original. So I wanted to go check it out.
Dem ist die Antwort sonnenklar.
Hallo zusammen.
Das ist Berlin.
We're in Berlin.
Die ewig junge Stadt, das ist Berlin. Die Stadt, die meine Liebe hat, genau im Mittelpunkt der Welt. Hat sie der Herrgott hingestellt. Du mein Berlin, Berlin, du Perle an der Spree, wer dich erst kennt. Berlin, der sagt dir nicht Adieu, denn deinem Zauber kann man niemals mehr entfliehen. Du mein
It is
Berlin,
such a cool looking
Berlin,
church.
Berlin. Wer dich nicht kennt, lieber Kudamm bei der Nacht, der weiß doch nicht, was das Leben schöner macht. Vom Hallensee zum Zoo und bis zum Tauentziehen, da bist du mittendrin im Herzen von Berlin. Und willst du nicht mang die alten Linden gehen, kannst du 3 Linden doch am Kontrollpunkt sehen. Und wer den Kreisel sieht, der staunt und sagt verschlücht und gut gelaunt. Das ist
Hallo
Berlin,
zusammen.
Berlin,
We have made it
die
to
ewig
Greifswald,
junge Stadt, das ist
hanging out
Berlin.
on
Die
the fort
Stadt,
here.
die meiner Liebe hat, genau im Mittelpunkt der
It
Welt.
is about like
Hat sie der Herrgott
German towns, and they have such
hingestellt.
little like
Du mein
such
Berlin,
cute little
Berlin,
closets.
du Perle an der Spree,
I've
wer dich
been
erst
video
kennt.
rolling.
Berlin, der sagt dir nie Adieu, denn deinem Zauber kann man niemals mehr entfliehen. Du mein Berlin, 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 du mein Berlin, Berlin, du Perle an der Spree, wer dich erst kennt. Berlin, der sagt dir nicht Adieu, denn deinem Zauber kann man niemals mehr entfliehen. Du mein Berlin, Berlin, Berlin.
Alrighty, after a long 12 days of travel, we are finally back in home away from home, Rostock. Super excited to be back. It is, I've never been more ready to sleep for just 12 hours straight. Thank you so much to everybody who made this trip possible, helped out in any way, whether it be accommodations, travel recommendations, things like that. You guys were awesome. Thank y'all for watching. And of course, being probably patient with the editing process. I have a lot of footage to go through and did not edit like anything on the trains. So, thank y'all. Y'all enjoy, and I will see y'all tomorrow.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, Beach Lake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the